Welcome to the Limitless Entrepreneur Podcast, your weekly dose of strategies and mindset tools to build a business in alignment with your purpose and get you playing a bigger game. I'm your host, Nicole. Hello and welcome to the Limitless Entrepreneur Podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Nicole. We're here today with a little episode on becoming an authority. Now, no matter what type of entrepreneur you are, if you're listening to this show, you're selling something, you're putting yourself out there, and you are the product. No matter what it is that you're selling, whether you're a designer, a coach, a service provider of some kind, people need to see you as an authority. And we're going to talk about how you can position yourself as an authority in this episode today. And this is the cornerstone of every entrepreneur's business. So I'm excited to bring this to you because this is this is sort of my specialty, and this is something that is near and dear to my heart. So I'm excited for this episode, and I hope you are too. Before we start, some announcements. We have a free masterclass coming up on March 8th. Be sure to register for this. I don't do many free masterclasses anymore, and this is going to be a great one. This is how to 2x your revenue while working less using my proven HD framework. I'm going to teach you the authority matrix, which I'm going to give to you in a little while. I'm going to go through all of that in the masterclass. It's going to be phenomenal. It is free. I don't do many free ones, so get in on this. You can sign up for it at nicolelano.me/masterclass and get in on the action there, and we can hang out. You get to talk to me and all the fun stuff. It'd be great. If you want to join our contest, we also have a contest running right now. The contest is if you want to be interviewed on this show and given a free human design reading coaching session with me on the show, all you have to do is leave a review for this show on iTunes, take a little screenshot of that review, tag me in Instagram when you post that review in Instagram, tag me, and that's your entry. You're in. If you've already done that, if you've already put in a review, but you'd like to enter again, all you have to do, we already know who you are because you've submitted before. All you have to do is take a little snapshot of the episode that you're listening to. This one could be any episode. Take a little snapshot, put that screenshot in your Instagram stories. Tell everybody why you loved the episode and tag me, and that will be your entry. See how easy that is? It's so simple. Why would you not enter this? And you get to hang out with me on the show, promote your business, talk about you and your human design, and it'll be super fun, and you get to do it all for free. It's so fun. I hope that you win. I hope you enter. I hope you win, and I hope to see you on the show and we get to dive into your chart together. All right. Without further ado, let's dive into the episode, shall we? So first of all, what is authority? Authority, being an authority, think about that. Who do you consider an authority? Why do you think that's important to be an authority? As an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as somebody who's going out there, and if you want clients, if you want people to sign up with you, if you want people to pay you lots of money, we all want to be paid top dollar for our services. We want to be worth that much. If we want to be worth that much, we have to be seen as an authority. They have to see us as an authority. And what does that really mean? It means they have to trust us. They have to trust us implicitly. They have to trust us that when they hand over their dollars, that we will deliver, and will deliver big time. They should be so excited to hand you their money because they've been dying to work with you for the longest time, because they believe that you hold something that they need, that they want in their lives, that they desire to have. And not from a desperate place, but they look at you and they say, I believe that you can help me. So there's just inherent trust in that. There has to be. Or the whole transaction is off balance and it doesn't work. It doesn't work when someone signs up with you, when somebody pays you and they're doing it because they think you're the cheapest on the market and they just don't want to pay very much. That's not going to work. It's not going to work for you, and it's not going to work for them. That's probably going to be a really bad client relationship. But if you're an authority, if you set yourself up and position yourself as an authority, then you can determine your price. Then you can show up differently. And that's what this is really about. So authority is about trust. People trust you. And that matters no matter what industry you're in. It matters that you are an authority. Even if you have a career, even if you have a regular career where you work a corporate job, being an authority on places like LinkedIn can really help you be able to be able to demand a higher salary, a better title, and a better position at another firm if you chose to move. Authority matters. So this is what positioning is. It means positioning yourself as an authority. It means showing up in a way that people will inherently trust you. And so if you're feeling like you don't have enough followers, if you're feeling like you get low engagement, if nobody's buying, if you're thinking of lowering your prices or you have lowered your prices, then it's tempting to think that you have a strategy issue, right? Oh, I don't have enough Instagram followers. Quick, I better go get somebody who has an Instagram course to teach me how to get more Instagram followers. That's not actually, you've probably tried that, and I'm guessing it probably didn't work. It didn't work for me. I bought every strategy under the sun. I bought everything. I'm embarrassed how much money I spent on strategies that didn't really pan out for me, or I couldn't really operate to the level that other people did. I saw other people getting results. I just couldn't do it. And it wasn't until I dug deeper and I realized what the real problem was that I was able to shift it. So what it really comes down to is it's not a strategy issue that you have. If people aren't listening, if people aren't catching what you're throwing down, if people aren't buying and investing with you, then you have a messaging problem. But deeper than that is you have an authority problem. And here's what it comes down to. Now, there are courses out there, how to become an authority. There are people that will teach you how to speak and to speak with authority. But here's the thing with that, is authority comes from you first. You can't be an authority to others until you are an authority to yourself. I'm going to say that again. You can't be an authority to others until you are an authority to yourself. Now, you might be, I don't want to confuse you and think that what I mean by authority means that you believe that what you do matters. I think most people out in the world, entrepreneurs, you jump into this because you're like, I think I can change the world. I believe I can change people's lives with what I do. I can turn their home into something magnificent that they couldn't even imagine. I could turn their life around. I could change the way that they feel. I could teach them how to change their finances. I have so much value. But that's value in what you know. And that is not the same as you being an authority to yourself. It's not the same. I wish it were. It would be so much easier because we could all just amass skills and then we'd be like, I'm enough. But all you have to do is look at all the coaches who have a million certifications. A million. I'm one of them. I have a lot of certifications, but they don't actually make us feel like an authority. We might feel like more of one, but that in and of itself doesn't do it. We try to. I know what I'll do. I'll go out and I'll get trained to do something and I'll get a little certificate or I'll get some letters after my name and then I'll be enough. And then I'll be an authority. Then I'll be worthy. And so that's really what this comes down to. It's not about doing something different. It's about being someone different. And you need to become the authority to yourself. Becoming an authority is different because when you become an authority, you have authority. People start to see you differently. This is when you radiate a level of confidence, a level of trust in yourself. There is an unshakable nature to people who see themselves as an authority. And now there are two ways within human design that we address authority. One is one that you've heard. We all get an authority, right, with our human design profile. So I'm an emotional. Emotional is my authority. So by an authority, so you might be a splenic. I'll run through them right now. So there's emotional authority, sacral authority, which if your sacral authority, it would say on your chart, it might say, depending on the chart that you download, it would say pure. You'd could say pure manifesting generator or pure generator, because only generators can have sacral authority. Splenic authority, ego authority, G-center or self-projected authority, mental projector, which is environmental authority, and then lunar authority, which is for our reflector population. This is the way that your authority gives you the way that you make decisions. What this does, what authority does, is it builds trust in you, not the outside world. When I started to trust and built a relationship with my emotional authority, and they all have their own nuances. What I think is interesting about emotional authority is emotions change. Emotions are emotional. It's a bit of a roller coaster ride being an emotional authority, and we often feel like we don't know. Many of the other authorities are a little bit more cut and dry with like, I get a yes from my sacral, I go. I get a no from my sacral, I stay, I don't go. I get a splenic hit and I move. They're meant to be spontaneous. And for us emotionals, we've kind of got to hang out there and just let things percolate for however long until we feel like we've gained clarity. Now, in the beginning, I found that to be difficult. I was very impatient. I did not like waiting. What do you mean I have to wait? How long? Don't know. Depends was the answer that I got, because that is the answer. I didn't like that either. I was like, well, 3 days should be enough. And I tried to arbitrarily set that. But that's not what it's about. It's about the fact that what I realized was I was building a relationship with part of myself that was going to allow me to make decisions where I was absolutely certain in my process, where I was so grounded in, I know what my yes is and I know what my no is, that nobody else's stuff matters. I'm not going to be sucked in by someone's fancy copywriting. I am not going to be thrown by testimonials that may or may not really be attributed to that person's program. That's a story for another time. There's some lack of integrity in testimonials that are used on sales pages a lot of times. But I'm not going to get sucked into that. I'm not going to get sucked, because my process is my process. I know how to tap into my intuition, my inner knowing, and whatever decision I make in full and total power. That alone gets you very, very far. Gets you very, very far. That's the part that is the grounding part, where you're able to hold any decision, emotional authority or otherwise. Just when you start to trust your authority, then you're like, then what your parents told you, what anyone else thinks. Obviously, we have to consult people. We consult people in our lives, that stakeholders in decisions. There's some things we make, decisions we make as families together. But when you know what your yes is, you know what your no is, and no one can take that away from you. The power in that process, I am my own authority. I don't need anyone else to help me make a decision, and I used to need a lot of them. I made a lot of decisions out of lack and fear. I made a lot of decisions out of being pushed into making them, or making them on someone else's timeline and not on my own. I make them my way now, and I am unshakable because of it. Now, the second thing in human design that we get, that is, it's not actually something that comes out in your chart like something you could read. It's something that I've sort of put together, which is the authority matrix, I call it. This is a portion of something that I do where we're going through developing someone's message and really digging into who they are, and working with specific elements within the chart. I take them, and it's sort of this little cocktail that I've created, where there's specific pieces that I make sure are clean, that they are healthy, that we use them to illuminate different parts of you to get you stepping into your higher and authentic self. And that ultimately, when these energies are in a healthy, high expression, then that is when you become an authority to others. That is when you can project out your greatest strength. That is when you step out and you are able to stand out from everyone else. because you are so grounded in who you are, in the way you deliver a message, in the way that you position yourself, and you do it unapologetically. That is what the authority matrix allows for. So the authority matrix, and this whole process is what I'm teaching in the masterclass on March 8th. So I hope that you make it to that, because that is where I'm going to dive into all of the detail, because there's just not enough time in this show to go through it. And I really want to dive into it in the masterclass. So March 8th, go to nicolelano.me/masterclass and register for that. There will be replays available. You join our Facebook group, and we have a brand new Facebook group, which I'm super excited about. We have a new Facebook group where you join the Facebook group, and that's where the replays will be housed. So make sure you join that after you register. We'll send you a little email with a link for it. I hope that you found this useful. I hope that you liked this. I hope that this has gotten you seeing how authority is different from strategy. Because once you are the authority, you can take any strategy and make it work. It was amazing to me that when I started to become my own authority, when I was clean in my energy and I became my own authority and I knew my process and I'm making these decisions, I was able to make bigger, bolder moves because I trusted myself on a new level. People just started to come to me and trust me on a new level. A new level of person started to trust me, which I was trying all these ways, like, oh, I got to find my niche. I got to do all this. How do I attract this high level client? You become the high level entrepreneur inside. This is that work. And once I did that, it just became so much easier. Then I was pulling out old programs I had, and I was like, oh, I had an idea. Maybe I could use this strategy. And I was just able to use it. Something that I was not able to operate before to its full capacity. And I was shocked. I was like, oh, wow, look at me getting all of this use out of all this money I spent before on programs and processes and strategies that stymied me before, or I wasn't getting any traction with. And then suddenly it's all working. It's fabulous. I didn't have to spend any more money either. It's fantastic. It left me more money to spend on the things that I really did need. And I was able to determine that because I know my process and I am the authority and I'm able to make those decisions from a complete and total empowered place. And I want the same for you. So come to that masterclass and tell you to come. I'm not asking, just kidding. You make your own decisions. But I do hope that you come. I hope that I see you there. It's going to be a party. If you've never come to one of my masterclasses, they're really good. I'm just going to say it. They're really awesome. So you should come. Come hang out. It'll be cool. Anyway, I hope that you found this useful. I hope that you see how being an authority is the missing thing if you've been dealing with any of those issues that I was talking about before. If you don't have enough followers, if you haven't gotten traction on your message, if you haven't gotten the engagement that you were looking for, if you are lowering your prices and feeling that desperation of, I'm doing all the things, but I don't know why it's all not working. I should be more successful right now. Then this is the masterclass for you. This is the thing that's missing. You're not an authority, and it has nothing to do with the things that you don't know, because I know that you're an expert already. It has to do with what you feel inside and where you're coming from and the way that you're positioning yourself and presenting yourself. And I want to show you how you can change that. I want to show you how you could become your own authority. So come to that masterclass. If I haven't made it clear, it's going to be awesome. Remember, everybody, you are only limited by the limitations that you accept. When you stop accepting those limitations, that is when you become limitless. So go out there, be limitless, my friends, and I will see you in the next episode and hopefully on March 8th. I'll talk to you soon.
If you loved this episode, please leave us a review on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to this podcast. And if you want to stay in touch with us, we would love to have you as a part of our Facebook community, Practical Manifestors. It's a community for process-driven women looking for clear and actionable steps to embodying a life of wealth and alignment. Join us at Practical Manifestors in Facebook or go to www.innerceogroup.com.